Right, boys and girls, this is for anybody who's interested in upgrading their gearbox. As you know, I rebuild gearboxes, but I just wanted to tell you the differences between the normal standard gearbox on the 1500 Midgets and Spitfires, Dolomites, etc., and the upgraded lay gear, later modded for the later cars. The earlier cars was fitted with a 15 tooth lay gear, cluster gear, which is this one here on the left hand side, and the later cars were fitted with the modified lay gear cluster gear, which is only 13 teeth. And the main difference is because what was happening, people were putting their cars in reverse gear before the car had stopped, and it was shearing the teeth off the lay gear and also shearing the teeth off the reverse idlers, breaking them and snapping them. They were very thin teeth. So what they decided to do in their wisdom was put less teeth but make them thicker. And if you look at that gear, if you look at this cluster gear here, you'll see the teeth are nearly twice as thick. You'll see you see the tooth there. It's very, very thin. And you see the tooth on the other one, it's considerably thicker. I wouldn't say twice as thick, but it's a lot thicker and therefore a lot stronger. And what they had to do, obviously, when they did that, they had to alter the first and second synchro hubs. Now if you look at the one on the left, that is the standard synchro hub, and if you look at the one on the right, that is a later adapted version. This one's only got 29 teeth, and the corresponding lay gear has got 13 teeth, whereas the earlier models had 33 teeth, so considerably more teeth, 4 more teeth, and the thinner, and that corresponds with that lay gear. They can't be interchanged, you can only use one or the other. And also, not only did they have to modify the synchro hubs, they also modified the reverse idler. Now, if you look on the idlers, these are two used idlers. You'll see on the left hand side is the 21 tooth idler, and you can see that the teeth are quite thin on the 21 tooth idler, and this is the modified 17 tooth idler, and you see the teeth are a lot thicker. These are used, by the way. This is scrap. This idler is scrap. But if I show you the new idlers, you'll see that the teeth on the 21 tooth idler, they look quite thin. That's the standard thickness. Don't get me wrong. It was a weak point on this particular gearbox that the 1500 Midgets had. So, like I said, they made the 17 tooth. They made the teeth a lot thicker. You can see they're more chunky. They're a lot thicker. It's a stronger reverse idler, and what that did, it stopped the teeth breaking off. If I show you the worn idler, you can see in this instance, these are scrap idlers, by the way, you can see that half of that tooth, nearly half of that tooth, is just dissolved away. It's just crunched away, snapped off. It should be out to there. It should be straight up according to there. A good third of that's been snapped off, disintegrated in the gearbox, causing all sorts of noise, problems, not going in reverse, jumping out of first gear, etc, etc, and corresponding gears would have meshed up and mashed up and it would have worn out. But if you notice at this gear, it's still a used idler, but it's the 17 tooth idler. Now it's a lot stronger. And although this is a really bad one, probably one of the worst ones I've seen on the 17 tooth, you'll notice that none of the teeth have actually snapped off. They're all still there. They're just very, very badly mashed up. So it was a good improvement on the gearboxes, but it was only on the later cars. And you can see substantial difference. Now, you know, I don't have many 17 tooth idlers, because they've got to correspond to the cluster gear. I believe I've got 2 in stock at the moment, but normally it's the normal 15 tooth, which there's nothing wrong with it as long as you make sure your car, before you try and engage reverse gear on your Midget, your Spitfire, your Dolomite, stop first. Just wait 10 seconds for everything to slow down. Then select reverse. What you'll do, you'll save all these chips. That gear meshes into there, like so. And when you put it in, it slides it across. And it just chips the edges off the teeth. Every time you hear a little crunch, little noise here, a little crunch there, and you think, oh, it's on here. Multiply that by 45 years that you've had your vehicle, and you'll find that, that they'll end up like that. And you don't want that to happen in your gearbox. So before you change gear in your car going forward or reverse, make sure the vehicle's at a stop before you engage the opposite gear. So I hope that's helped you, and I hope that's helped you decide if the new parts are available, if the stronger parts are available for the gearboxes. I will rebuild you with that. I think these cost me about 70 quid now to buy, the idlers, the 17 tooth idlers. These are unobtainable as far as I'm aware. But if you could find one, you're talking 400 quid. So you know, they're not hard, they're not easy to come by. And again, the synchro hubs, I think probably 140, 150. So anyway, hope you found it interesting.